Special fuck you shout out to Joe D and the rest of his craft beer cunts. Just noticed he's fucking talking shit about the malt liquor drinkers on YouTube. Fuck you, Joe D. You fat piece of shit.
I'm the king of smoke, there is none higher. Sucker beer Pete should call me sire. Burn my freedom, you must use fire. I won't stop smoking till I retire. Now I rock the party, come correct. Smoke is on time, and the beer's correct. Got the right to smoke and will elect. And others can't stand me, but give you respect.
And that is the intro from the duo, from the pair of regulars on the show now. The chairman and MC Mark, who won't be with us today. Marky Mark has MC Marky Mark has other duties to perform today. So I think possibly he has company, but I think he might be doing a total pinky out, drinking the wine, drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever you want to call it, having to go to the symphony today as well. So, hey, when the family comes in town, you got to take care of the family. It's that time of year, man. So I'm going to post a invite into the chat here. So we'll post a link to the show. And let me see. There's that. So that's in there. We got Craig in there.
What's up, Craig? I'll say it instead of typing it.
And then I'm going to cover right away the schedule for the show. So keep this in mind, folks. No show December 14th. So in 2 weeks. There's a show next week. The week after next, no show. Okay. But oh yeah, no, we can't. So yeah, no show on the 14th. But what's going to end up happening is we're going to have a special Friday share a beer, and that'll be at either 10 or 11 a.m. Phoenix time. So what is that? Either noon or 1 p.m. Eastern, right? So and then so on the 20th there's a Friday share beer. 21st regular share beer, and then the 27th there'll be a Friday share beer, and then the 28th your regular share beer. Okay, so and then so on and so forth from there on. So just those 2 weeks, the 20th and 27th, there's a Friday share beer, and then your regular share beers every week thereafter. So
except for the 14th.
Except for the 14th, yeah. So the 14th, no share beer. But what you're getting in return after that is more share beer. So that part is pretty cool. So let me click all my appropriate things that I need to click on. So that's enough for the schedule. I wanted to just go over that real quick. And then we've got Pat in here, man. What's up, brother?
Hey,
hello.
Pat.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you, man. So we've got Pat in the house. I wanted to share a video, and this is going back. How this is going back to the original share beer, right, Bum? The people I want to show right now.
I believe so. I remember you talking about them back then and would make references to them.
Oh, okay. So, but they weren't actually on the show when you were on the show.
Oh, no.
Okay.
They were from. I've watched pretty much most of the shows that were recorded, so they had to have been on the show before you started recording them on Google Plus.
Okay, and to do things right, let's make sure we have something in all our glasses, so that we can give a big cheers to people who aren't here right now. We got to give a cheers to Mark because he's not going to be here today, or more than likely won't be here. So I've got a Modelo Negra here, and I'm going to be cracking this bad boy. This is a 24-ounce bad boy here. We had Neri on the morning coffee, so that was pretty cool. But here is a Modelo on here, man. So this is awesome. Do the old tappa, and boom, nice amber color. So I better take a selfie of this, huh? I don't think I have a beer selfie of Modelo, man. So let me get a selfie real quick of this, and then we can move forward. So I've got something in my glass. Everybody else has something in their glass. Let's give a big cheers out first of all to Earth. Earth's been watching. He's been watching. He's just handling business, man. He'll be back soon enough.
Yeah, I saw the one Marco Polo video that somebody did. Earth was there watching it, so
yeah,
I was happy to see that.
Yeah. That's the that's the internal little show behind the show we have going. But a salute to Earth, salute to Mark, who's out with the family today, man. Big salute to Mark and
Andrew, Tom,
and Tom White. He's been popping in for little glimpses, but yeah, Andrew for sure, man. Andrew's out there working hard. You know what I'm saying? He can't be with us right now. We would have saluted Pat, but Pat's here. But there's no reason why we can't give Pat a salute for joining. And Zach, big salute out there to Zach.
And Zach.
While.
And somebody who I think we're coming up on a year since their first appearance. We haven't seen them for a while. Farm Boy and Farm Girl.
Yeah, a big shout out to Farm Boy and Farm Girl, man. Them two, boy, they jump in, and that's the whole thing. I can just jump off the show. They're the whole show right there, man. So that's awesome. But and Pat, I don't know. Pat's been on the show for quite a while, but I don't know if he's even familiar with these two as well. But I'm gonna share right now. I'm a So Fats, man.
Yeah, I know them. Well, I don't know them, but
yeah, but you're familiar. So they did a video recently, man. They posted on their show for Thanksgiving, actually. So want to show some love to the I'm a So Fats.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to the I'm So Fat beer reviews.
And welcome to the I'm So Fat Mansion.
It's good to see them still around, still together, still out there doing it, man. They were great. I wanted to make sure to share some love with them, man. They're awesome, and what was cool about Mr. I'm So Fat is that he's actually in the beer industry. So it was cool that he would jump on, and he works with ink actually for printing. So all these sorts of different, I have this beer on here later, all these different colors and stuff. He's that guy. He's the guy that does that. So he works for the company that makes the ink and travel, or at least he used to travel all over. It was kind of cool to get that sort of we used to have people on the show. We've had people on the show at different points in time of the history of the show who could give you a lot of insight, no matter, even if you drink malt liquor. Oh, God. Oh, Elizabeth, we admitted it. Oh my God. We had something that was even useful to those people. Those people. And stay tuned, folks, because we've got some breaking news with the malt liquor report.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even joking this time. We've got some big time breaking news, man. It is what do you say, Bub?
It was certainly news to me. and I'm the reporter, and it was news to me.
Yeah, and he hangs out with this person regularly, and it was news to him, man.
It's amazing what people can disguise and cover up.
So stay tuned, man. That'll be at the bottom of the hour here shortly, actually. We're going to talk about what beers we're drinking. Of course, you've seen mine already, Modelo Negra. It's pretty popular beer. I don't know. Should I even look it up? I don't know that I have to, but let me pull up Untapped here, and we'll get into the deets, right? You can't say you can't say anything anymore, really. You have to say the abbreviation of it. No charge. That was actually pretty solid. Hell, I feel great after that. You know what I'm saying? Like you release stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll type in just in case because I know there's someone out there. Mo de L O Modelo. There it is. So Modelo Negra. 414,000. Once you go into big beer, 414 ratings on here. 414,000 ratings on here. 2,200 in the last 30 days. 13 by me. 5.4% ABV. I haven't had it in a while though. With that said, 16 IBUs and a 328 rating. I'm not going to go into the description and all that, but just know that, hey, that looks like the greatest man in the world right there, doesn't it? Most
Sure does.
I mean, that he kind of looks like him, man. I got to give it to him. But you can see that looks just like, of course, the beer that I just showed you moments ago. It's actually, I haven't had it in a while, and revisiting it, man, it's actually a pretty damn tasty beer. You know, it's actually pretty doggone good, man. It goes down smooth. I kind of forgot. I think this might be just the couple times that I've had it this year. But I remember seeing these cans on sale, and so I picked up these, 24-ounce can. So I picked it up. Any of you guys had this? I assume so.
That was one of the first quote unquote dark imports I ever had in my life about 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of if it's an option at like a Mexican restaurant, it's not a bad option. So that's about the only time I drink it. But
yeah, and actually back then, I didn't even know there was regular Modelo. The only thing in my area was Negra Modelo.
Really? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, because in some parts you have, people don't know that there's a dark Modelo. They just see, the is it called the classic Modelo?
I think Especial.
Especial, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so a lot of people only see the Especial, and so so that's interesting. But man, it is pretty doggone solid, man. So what do you have, Pat?
I have something down from Mark's Parts, another Wild Leap.
Beer. Partners in Crema.
Yeah, a coffee stout with cocoa and coconut. 10% Imperial Stout. I'm actually, to be honest, not loving it.
Really? Okay.
It's just like a little too sweet for me. Which coffee stout, Imperial Stout, coconut, cocoa. That's going to be kind of a risk, but it's like just a little too sweet.
So we've got 567 total on here, and 567 in the last 30 days. So this just came out or something?
I guess, yeah. We get a handful of them here now. I think over the last 2-3 months.
Okay.
I had shared like a Imperial IPA, like a hazy IPA from them on here before that was really good, and I definitely preferred that to this one. Like I said, it's definitely good, but it's just a little too sweet. Fortunately, my next thing I was going to open is an even bigger stout, so I figured I'd save some, blend that, and maybe the combination might be great,
So you've got a 10% ABV beer, 35 IBUs, and dear God, that rating couldn't be any. Well, it could be better, but that's pretty good. 4.16 bottle cap rating, man, out of 5. So
and like I said, that's what I kind of expected. Good things, and it's definitely good, but it's just for my own personal taste, just too sweet.
Well, here we go. Here's the global ratings in here. Still super sweet, but might be my favorite stout from these folks yet. So at least just from reading the very first one on here, people acknowledging that, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I think that's imperial stouts. They can go either way. Either get like super roasty, and when they get real big, or a little too sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we'll cover what Bum's drinking, and then we'll get into our breaking news, and then we'll easily transition into the malt liquor report. I don't know how easy it's going to be, but let's talk about what beer you're drinking, Bum.
Well, that's funny, Joe. You used that word transition.
Yeah.
Was that intentional, Joe?
Mark's not here to give us all these lines. Mark's the one who comes up with these lines, so someone's got to do it.
So anyway, I'm having from Yellow Bridge Brewing. You might as well say Pittsburgh, PA, but it's in Delmont, PA, which is probably about 30 minutes east of Pittsburgh. This is called Threat Level Midnight. It's an Imperial Pretzel Stout, which I don't know if anybody's ever had one of these salted pretzel beers before.
I've had Imperial Stouts with like salt in it, but I don't know if it's technically a pretzel one.
Yeah. The only other one I ever had before this was from Rusty Rail in Erie, which is pretty big in the Eastern States.
I'm showing. Pardon me, Bum. I'm showing Threat Level Midnight. Like threat level and then colon midnight. Is that what we're getting from? What is this? Carbon 4 Brewing?
No, this is Yellow Bridge Brewing.
Yellow Bridge. Huh. Let's look at some photos here. See if.
Yeah, that Carbon 4 is a Wisconsin brewery, so that's something else.
Oh, okay, so it is something else. All right. Interesting that they both have.
Yeah, now the way the label is here, it like Midnight is the actual name of the beer, but it's almost like a stamp on top of it that says threat level. So maybe it could be listed as Midnight Threat Level. I don't know.
If you put like Yellow Bridge Threat or Midnight or something.
Unless you just want to go to Yellow Bridge Brewing on Untapped and look at their individual beers. Because I haven't checked this in yet on Untapped, so I don't know how it's listed.
There it is.
Got it?
So Threat Level Midnight Salted Pretzel.
There you go.
121 total and 121 in the last 30 days. 101 uniques. 10%. Wow, look at you guys. I feel inadequate right now, man.
So what's the rating on there? Is that?
And the rating is a 4.07. Look at
wow.
Look at Bum showing off, man.
Yeah, and this is pretty decent. Like I said, the only other beer of this style that I ever had came from Rusty Rail, called Morbius Pretzel. And actually, I thought that was really bad. It was so salty. It was almost like somebody just threw a bunch of anchovies into your beer. In this one, you can taste the salt, but it's not overpowering. It's still very tasty, even though you got some hints of salt. And I think the pretzel part of it is one of those power of suggestion things. You taste the salt and you say, oh yeah, okay, there's the salt. Yeah. So it tastes like a salty pretzel.
So could the pretzel part of it be the texture or just the overall breadiness of
depending on your malt, I guess. If you had one that just has come through in the yeast, if it has like a very
yeah.
I mean, there's some beers that almost taste like a pretzel to begin with,
Yeah, because they're
not usually stouts, but
yeah. If you could, I would think that if you could even, we got malt liquor from Mark. Mark posted a malt.
So he did.
So I put that on the screen real quick.
Oh wow!
And then, and our source posted, transition was a great word, Joe. and that will transition us into the breaking news that we have from and it's malt liquor report related. So we have here from breaking news from LGBTQNation.com. Billy D. Williams identifies as gender fluid, reveals acceptance of multiple pronouns. At 82 years old, actor Billy D. Williams is still finding new ways to make himself the epitome of cool. He freely identifies with both he, him, himself, and she, her, herself pronouns. Anybody else want to reveal anything here on this show that they identify with? Do we need to start? How many pronouns do you have there, Pat?
Whatever someone wants to use, I'm fine with.
I guess what'll happen is we'll find out from the chairman how many pronouns you get, right? What say you, Bum?
Billy D is now gender fluid. Well, I got some gender fluid for you here.
Nice. So should we bring in said star of the malt liquor report and let him kind of comment for himself here? Oh yeah.
This is totally unexpected.
There's the man, herself.
I mean, this breaking news
Himself,
is,
herself.
yeah.
You know, we've got to start. You know, we got to start even on this show.
Yeah.
We accept a lot of people for who and what they are on this show.
He is looking a little loose in the loafers there, isn't he?
Yeah. We accept. I mean, if we accept malt liquor, I guess we can accept her.
Yeah, and I have seen Madonna dress exactly like this with the loose tie and the suit and everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we'll accept, her and him and himself and herself. She I don't know, she wasn't listed on there. It was just, oh no, it was. So yeah, so she's looking really wonderful. She has a nice smile. So she's
Mm-hmm. Her mustache is looking real good too.
Her mustache and her eyebrows and that $1 million smile that she has are looking great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have acceptance here. So real quick, I'm gonna get to all the comments here in a minute, but the B in LBGTQ stands for Billy. Everyone knows this. So yeah, it's his community, for Christ's sake. Like, everybody knows that. That's a great one, Joey. I love that one. Oh man. And then backwards Billy. We're gonna get to all the comments, but backwards Billy, I don't get the gender benders. Hey, don't start bending stuff too much. That sounds painful. Do what you want, but don't say everyone should have to try it. Well, as you know, I famously on this show came out. I came out of the closet
as a redisexual.
I'm a lesbian.
Right.
I've identified as a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
I came out to my mama and everything, because I like to pee just as much as she does.
Mm-hmm.
So that must make me a lesbian.
Yep.
I identified as a lesbian before it was cool.
And remember, Joe, hashtag redisexual.
Yeah, hashtag exactly. So that is our big breaking news right there, man. That Billy D had for us, man. Wow.
I say, good for them.
Yeah, good for them, right? Yeah.
Honestly, if you want to, like, you're that old, go for it, you know? Be
Hey,
yourself, if that's how you feel.
82, man, you can identify with a lot of things at 82.
When you're 82, at that point, you can do and say whatever the hell you want to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, we even got Herb Prophet in here as well. Wow. We got a lot of cats coming in here, man. What does everybody in the chat identify as, man? You know?
Vegas says, "Hey, diddly ho, bum."
Careful. Yeah, of course.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. So what do you have for us today in the malt liquor report there, buddy?
Oh my God, Joe, you threw me a curveball with that Billy D news.
Whoa, was that intentional right there, man? Yeah, that's
I thought for sure you were going to ask me what Billy D ate for Thanksgiving, and I was already with a reply to that.
so what did Billy D eat for? I'll buy
Well,
it.
what I was going to answer was I don't know what Billy D himself ate for Thanksgiving, but I was hearing that in certain parts he's now known as the Gobbler.
Oh, him or her is
Yeah.
known as the goblin.
Yeah, now it's up to you to determine what he's gobbling.
Yeah. And him or her, you don't know quite
Right.
what they might be gobbling, right? The big question is what are they gobbling, right? Yeah. So in this case, if him or her identifies as him or her, we don't necessarily know what they might be into, right?
My God, the world's getting so confusing.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the way that works. Awesome, man. Good. Yeah.
Well, for the report this week, I'll tell you what, Joe. Not unlike a big Thanksgiving feast, we have so much on the plate this week.
Oh, nice. All right.
I actually think there's so much that we may end up with some leftovers that have to be reheated and served again next Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, then if we have to, then we have to. What else can we do?
I'll leave it up to you as we go along. We'll see how things go. So there's so much here, but I'll tell you what, the one thing that we probably want to get out of the way first, only because he's been leaving his videos up for only a short amount of time before he either deletes them or makes them private, is 40-ounce fear.
Oh yeah, we better do that.
Yeah. He seems to get rid of his videos after only a week or so, or less than a week. So if you could just go to 40-ounce fear, his channel, Joe, and he has a video up called The Green Print.
Oh, yeah.
The
green pint?
The green print.
Oh, print. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So in this video, Fear is complaining that there's no more real CBDC, the craft beer drinking community, shit talking the MLDC, because a lot of those guys are gone. And he says he misses that hate back and forth between those two groups. So if you go to 6 minutes, 30 seconds, where he's complaining about that.
Well, this ought to be interesting.
Days of the craft beer drinking community, which no longer exists. All you got is a couple of fucking rejects sitting around doing some kind of live stream fucking circle jerk, watching people like me.
I wonder who that is. Who's he talking about? Who might he be talking about, Pat? You know, what's he saying there? What's he really saying? Are we supposed to read between the lines here?
And talking about it. That's what the craft beer community has amounted to. A bunch of fucking losers who have no idea how to entertain on YouTube.
Dilly, by the way.
Yeah.
Those days are long gone. But malt liquor drinkers are still here. Entertaining as fuck on fucking YouTube. 10-year challenge, folks. I've been here longer than that.
Okay, so you can advance forward from there, Joe.
Okay.
Do you remember me telling you Fear did an Ancestry.com where he found out he was 1% African? Remember that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, 1%. I think a lot of people could claim to be 1%
Yeah.
African.
So go to 1040. He does mention that, and this is pretty good. 10 minutes, 40 seconds.
Yeah, this ought to be real interesting right here.
Oh, this is great.
I'm gonna go back to 1035 and we're gonna check this. We don't want to miss anything on this.
We have arrived at the swill of this delicious and nutritious, refreshing, ice cold fucking 40 ounce of fine malt liquor. It says the word fine right on the fucking label.
So
malt liquor, fine.
The fact that he can drink that much malt liquor and still read, in that one word, liquor is more than 4 letters, so that's pretty good.
Hey, I think the fact that he can read it all puts him ahead of most of them. So
Exactly right. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Malt liquor, Mickey's, but the B, you know it. You probably drank it in high school, maybe fucking middle school. You know what I mean? This was the official white boy brand of malt liquor right here, folks. And I know I don't look white, but I am in fact a white boy for the most part. Although Ancestry.com says that I am 1% from the Congo. I know which percent that is, folks. BBC.
Yeah, so that's the.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like that is what makes Fear great.
Swill.
So that's his 1% there.
Speech.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to do it.
Hey Zach, what say you, man? What do you think about his claims that the malt liquor community is just not quite the same? It's just there's apparently a group of losers in the craft beer community that sits around watching malt liquor videos. What say you, Zach?
Lots of losers.
Yeah, from a craft brewer, who would know. He is our authority on craft beer losers, and there's definitely plenty of craft beer losers out there.
Is losers a gender fluid term though?
Yeah, I think yes, him or her is I think they are gender fluid, whatever that means. What does gender fluid mean? I don't even necessarily know what that means. Hey, Craig, what's up, brother?
All right. Hey, Craig.
So continue, Bum, with the malt liquor report there.
Yeah, you know what? We have a special surprise, unexpected turn of events here from Fear, which I think everyone will like. Go to 12 minutes, 15 seconds. You won't believe it.
Okay. All right. Yo, so not too much farther along here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Watch what he does here.
No. Who cares? All right, Corwin, sing it. I got a glass here.
Oh, look at that! Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. The seasonal celebration ale from Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale. I got a bottle here. Sierra
Whoa!
Nevada Celebration Ale. I got a green fucking bottle opener following the fucking green print.
Wow, look at that smoke! That was some sick smoke. You see that?
I got a green fucking bottle opener following the fucking.
And I love the way he ripped that bottle cap right on off there with authority. He might be. Zach, we might have to give 40 ounce. Can't be the king of smoke, but her could be the queen of smoke,
He's gender fluid also.
Yeah, boom, the queen of smoke is here. Look at that.
I'm pouring it sideways like a fucking homo.
Right? He's even identifying as such. Boom.
Fuck you, boy. You don't even know how to do this, and you're a grown man. Look, watch this perfect amount of foam. See how I control it, Dork?
Yeah,
It gets
see?
to be
Look at
too
that.
much. It gets to be too much. You just slow it down a little bit. You're about to see that it's about to explode over the fucking top there. You just slow it down a little bit, folks. That's all you got to do. It.
Oh, look
It
at
don't
this.
Take a fucking
Look at this.
fucking degree, an advanced degree in beer pouring to pour a perfect fucking beer like that. I mean, look at that. Have you ever seen something so beautiful on
No,
a beer
actually,
commercial?
no. If we could
I
just
wish you could
edit
see it
that
from
green
my end.
bottle out of there, this would be a
It
perfect
is fucking
picture.
Now,
amazing.
you know what these
That's pour.
malt liquor drinkers usually do when they pour craft beer out?
Billowing, thick,
Yeah.
white head. Just look at it.
It's beautiful.
In all seriousness, folks, this is one of my favorite fucking beers ever fucking made. I don't
Exactly.
give a fuck what anybody says about it.
Exactly.
Somebody better start drinking craft beers on YouTube and talking shit to the malt liquor drinkers. Because if they don't, I'm going to fucking do it. That's right, folks.
Him or her
I'm
is going to do
fucking
that.
it.
The queen of smoke here, folks.
It's a celebration, bitch.
Whoa! Look at this! Whoa!
He's actually drinking it.
Look at that!
He's going to be struck off.
Foam and everything. Look at that.
You see that, dwarf? None of your fucking foam on this delicious craft beer glass.
Yes, that is correct. Wow! Look at that.
I got the glass that matches the fucking beer that I drank. And yeah, you fags got that?
Yeah, see, he's identifying with his community. That's awesome, man. Him or her is identifying with their community. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good you played that video, Joe, because probably within 48 hours that video will be taken down.
Well, it's up
That's
forever
what fear
now.
does.
We have it, evidence of it, right, Craig? Posted on here forever.
Yeah.
I'm amazed you drank it. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Fear does drink craft beer. He's just very discreet about it.
Understandably, yes, understandably.
Not this time though.
Yeah, not this time. Yeah.
Yeah. And he does have like 2,000 unique check-ins on Untapped. I don't think they're all malt liquors.
Yeah, because there's last count there was only 1,000 malt liquors.
Yeah, right.
As a matter of fact, our brewer that's in the house is currently brewing up your 8th or 9th different malt liquor there, Zach?
Oh yeah, bestseller, you know.
Zach, you're doing a pink peppercorn malt liquor, right?
Yeah.
If it's gonna be made with adjuncts, why don't you throw them all in, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Put a little bit of cactus in there.
Yeah, why not? Right?
Pear.
Exactly. Why
For
not?
easier digestion.
I think that if I could brew up malt liquor for the malt liquor community, I would just put a bunch of dicks in. Because that way, every time they take a sip, they're just sucking a whole kettle full of dick.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
That's right.
You know, we don't want to offend Billy D on here. You know, him or her.
Yeah.
You know, they might get offended. We don't want to. You know, we don't want to offend him or her. So what else does Billy D have for us, man?
Well, we do have a ton of stuff from the chairman. I'll give you a quick bit of news, though, before we go to the next video. It appears that Havana has totally turned on Steel Worldwide.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Superb.
So the chairman did kind of acknowledge that without naming Havana by name, but he did give him a warning. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Havana turned with no reason. So,
Wow. Well, you know, for Havana to do that, that's really out of character.
So we'll see where that leads. But there's a ton of other stuff with the chairman, which we will get to, but I think we ought to go to Mr. Rayner.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is Mr. Rayner 009 number 3, his number 3 channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he kind of re-uploaded a video, which he does from time to time, where he'll upload an old video that got taken down or whatever with a brand new intro. So what we're interested in is his new intro to this old video. And it's called Happy Malt Givings, folks.
Oh, Malt Givings. Interesting. All right.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay, just go to about 410.
Okay, 410. Here we go. All right, 408.
Oh yeah, here's the thing. Best wishes to all you and your families this holiday season, and now that is Thanksgiving. Best wishes to all, except for the craft beer cunts. That would include Joe D-Bag, douchebag.
Okay, all right.
And his fucking bunch geek squad there, including fucking pencil neck geek Mark. Yeah, time to go to the gym, huh, Mark? I ever lifted weights before, Mark? You have a bitch. Anyways, that said, fuck you too for laughing right now, Joe D. You fucking cunt.
How did I only laugh every once in a while. How did he know I'd be laughing right there? That's kind of funny there, bub. You know?
Time to go to the gym, huh, Mark? I ever lifted weights before, Mark? You have a bitch. Anyways, that said, fuck you too for laughing right now, Joe D. You fucking cunt. You fucking go, hey, treadmill time too, huh? Oh, Joe, dickhead, douchebag. Are you laughing now? You still laughing, Jody?
Yeah.
Anyways,
actually, yeah.
the point is, those fuckers are with the coach. While I'm at it, coach.
Oh, coach!
He's a tough guy. Huh? You're a tough guy, coach.
Yeah.
Bring it, coach. I'll show you tough.
That's my muscle right there,
fucking
man.
split
Talking
your
about
nuts
muscle.
off the
Yeah.
back of your fucking head. All right. Jody's like, what does that mean? That's not a sexual innuendo. That means I'd kick his fucking balls across his skull. You know what I'm talking about? All right, I'm getting too fucking long-winded here. And fuck that werewolf son of a bitch out there in fucking Boston. And what happened to that toothless fucking deliverance freak out there? I don't see him anymore with that fucking half-assed beard. All right, okay, here's the intro. Now it's going to be too long. This video you're about to watch is from 2013. It's going to be
that's it for Mr. Rayner there, Joe.
Okay. Well, he kind of got to some of the characters there from the show here. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Lots of love on Thanksgiving there. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
What an idiot.
Yeah, he was thinking about us. You know, what do you say, Craig? He thought about us. You know,
He thought about you, yeah.
give me thanks for our health and everything. Right?
Yep.
He's concerned about us there, huh, Zach? You know, Pat. He's looking out for us, man. You know.
Okay, so Joe, do you remember? Was that last week or the week before when we were talking about the hate that these guys give you? And I was a little hesitant to tell you about it, and you said, you know, you have a thick skin and you can handle anything.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I want you to keep in mind that you said that when we go to the next video.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Just keep that in mind that you did say that, Joe.
Okay.
So we're going to go to the chairman.
Oh boy, the chairman. So I'm being set up here. All right.
The original channel, Steel Worldwide.
Okay, the original. We're going there. So here we are.
This is from 5 days ago.
Okay.
It's Chug a 40-ounce malt liquor wins again from the 25th.
Okay. So
and just started right at the beginning.
Here we go. Oh! Oh boy, I think I know. Where could this possibly be going, right? I wonder where this is gonna go, right?
It's Joe D, and welcome to the Share a Beer Big Game post game show. I thought we could talk about really, 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 really quick.
Oh man, look
He thinks about you that much, see?
he does think about us, man. He loves us, you know. Yeah, he can't get enough.
You know, he knew it was going to get aired. So.
Well, he put some thought into it, at least. You know what I'm saying? So. Oh!
Fucking hell.
Where did he even get that music at, man?
I think that might be Fred Blasty, the old wrestling manager. I think that might be his song. He did put out a song called Pencil Neck Geek.
Unbelievable story for you. Attacked for having red hair and light skin and freckles. Police in California and Canada investigating a series of assaults that happened this past Friday. Students were beaten for their so-called ginger complexion.
I wonder who's now.
November 20th would be National Kick a Ginger Day. Violence against any individual group. This is what Facebook said.
Is that real?
Violence against any individual group is against what we see. Violence against any individual or group is November 20th would be National Kick a Ginger Day.
Too late, you missed it.
Violence against any individual or group is what Facebook said. Excuse me. Inciting violence against any individual or group is against what we stand
Kick a
for.
Ginger Day.
On
Fox News.
Sometimes, and police say that it may have been
Wow, there you go.
inspired by an episode.
There's your answer.
That is
Back in
hilarious.
2005, bigoted cartoon character Eric Cartman claiming that gingers have no souls and suffer from quote gingivitis.
Look.
Bigoted cartoon character Eric Cartman claimed that gingers have no souls and suffer from quote gingivitis, which made him funny on South Park. But
oh, there he is.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, drop the beats. In the
So go to 610, Joe.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. And Pat's actually here for the show. He actually had
I'm honored.
This is great. Yeah, this is great. We gotta watch it now because I got flagged the last video.
Oh yeah, like I'll keep that in mind when I tell you exactly where to go to.
Motherfuck the Share Beer Show. Joe D, a couple pounds away from my fat fucking life on TLC. Episode starring you fat piece of shit. Run some fucking laps around the truck stop, Joe D.
And then get hit by a truck or something much.
Every person comes to a point in their life where they're like, good God, I'm a fat piece of shit. Apparently you haven't fucking realized it yet, Joe D.
We're still learning. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to watch it now because I got flagged immediately after the show from YouTube. Man, they are being strict now. I mean, they never flagged. We've played his stuff before, never got flagged. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, we're like on probation or some crap. I don't know what's going on YouTube.
Yeah, so
It's understandable though.
Any comment from the ginger?
That's true.
any comments, Zach? Do you have anything you want to say, man?
Yeah, it's true.
That's too funny, man. I love that he's actually putting some thought into into our health and our well-being on
Mhm.
the show, you know, and
And there were some high production values in that. That was almost like a
know.
Mr. Rayner video.
yeah, there was some serious production went into that actually.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty cool. Yeah. But what else you have first, bro?
Well, there's a lot of other hate from the chairman, including some for me.
Oh,
I'll leave it up to you if you want to see that this week. But we can watch that, or we do have a classic malt liquor moment from, I mean all-time classic from somebody we normally don't watch.
Oh, okay.
Want to save the hate for me for later?
Yeah, we could save 8 for later. Sure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I can even just give you a sneak preview. They say I'm Ned Flanders from The Simpsons.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, they posted that. Yeah. What was it earlier today?
That was earlier today. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vega said, "Shut up, Ned Flanders." So that's my new name, Ned Flanders.
I cracked up because I was like, he does look like
Believe me, that's not the MLDC saying that is nothing new. They're late to the party. I've been hearing that for decades.
I hadn't thought about it until it was posted in there, and I'm cracked up because
and amazingly enough, we're both proud left-handers.
is Ned Flanders left-handed?
That's Ned Flanders' big thing of that character. He's a lefty.
Oh my God!
Yeah, is that hilarious?
Yeah. Oh, we've got Havana Banana in here as well.
That's his. That's not his new main channel. I think that's his backup channel.
Oh, okay.
His main that's news in itself. The Toxic Swiller and Jay Havana channel has gotten split into two. Toxic Swiller now has his own channel again. It's so complicated.
Oh, okay. That's hilarious, man. Okay, so what else did you have first?
There's proof. I told you Havana and the chairman are feuding. Okay, Havana just said Steel Worldwide can't do what James Montana did because the chairman is only 5'2". Okay, now we have to go to this video.
Okay, all right.
James Montana, 29.
Yeah, talk about we don't go to that. We've gone to it before, but not.
Yeah, we've watched them before. This is an all-time classic. It's probably 3 videos in. James Montana, 29, gets knocked out.
Oh, he gets knocked out. Okay, let's see. Gets knocked out right here. All right.
You got it?
Yep.
Go to about 30 seconds before the end of the video.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
yeah, it's him and his buddies just standing around drinking malt liquor. You can see what happens.
She didn't cuss.
Did you guys see that? Watch his head. That is great. Watch his head. Doink. That is great. Oh.
And Joe, watch it again. Watch that sign on the wall. That lighted Chevy clock. What happens when he hits?
Oh, it's okay. So it's lit up right now.
Yeah, watch.
Lights out. Oh, that is hilarious, man. Oh, that is too funny. When your video has to end, you all right, dude? Like, you okay, man? You gonna make it? You all right? You know, that's not. It's too funny, man. That is too funny. Well, thanks for that, Billy D.
And just like I predicted, just like a oversized Thanksgiving meal, there are leftovers ready to heat and reserve next Saturday.
Yeah. We'll save some of those.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have to replay parts of other stuff because we've got one key person that ain't here that
Yeah.
Definitely had that. It was definitely was thought of in a couple of videos, which is hilarious because who wrote the book on beer drinking and fitness is Pencil Neck Mark.
Right.
So the Pencil Neck Mark is the only one here that wrote a book on beer drinking and fitness that you can still buy on Amazon, I believe, which is funny. Yeah. So, yeah, no, he don't lift a lot of weights, but he actually works out like an animal. He works out like a madman. He'll like do an hour on a rowing machine and then a few hours later go for like a ridiculous run. He's crazy, but yeah, he definitely works out. That's for sure. Well, thank you. We appreciate it, Billy D. As usual. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Billy D's gonna now just retreat and decide what he wants to be in life.
Yeah, him or her can
Yeah.
take it easy and relax, and I'm sure they will do a lot of chilling out and figure out who they are somehow. So well, thank you guys, appreciate it, man. So let me get to what Zach's drinking real quick. I posted a link here, so I'm gonna get to that real fast here. I got to get over this pre-show topic stuff that I had going here in this window. And that's enough of all of that sort of subject there. But so what you want to tell us? What? Oh, I've got one of these age blocks happening right here. What's that? What's going on with this? So what were you drinking there, Zach?
So I've got a 7-year Irish single malt whiskey that is aged in porter barrel, I guess, from one of the nearby breweries to this distillery. And we got this on Thanksgiving. My dad got it for me it was my birthday as well. So we broke out some whiskey and just trying to finish it up.
Awesome. Oh, so you're almost done with it. So which one did you get here? The pot still, the double barrel, or the 7-year-old?
7-year.
Ah, let's check out the 7-year.
It's funny that it's funny to have it go both ways, beer in like whiskey barrels and whiskey in beer barrels.
It's really nice because you can taste like the chocolatiness of the porter on the finish. It's got like that toffee and chocolate note to it.
That's interesting. You'd think it would be overpowered, but
yeah. So what would be the process, Zach? Can you take us through that at all? What would be the process that barrel would have to go through? So, did they take the barrel for the porter first, and then age the porter in that barrel, and then
I'm not sure that exact how they did that, but I know like we've gotten some like fresh barrels that the beer is the first thing that goes in there, gets all oaky and then whatever, and then we've got one going right now that is a port wine barrel that a local distillery put their bourbon into. So it's a port wine whiskey, and then we put a Doppelbock into it. And then they'll take that barrel back when we're done and put another whiskey in.
Yeah, it's interesting because that's like oak aged Yeti, right? That's like fresh barrels, right?
I think it depends on which one. I mean,
just a standard oak aged. Because I think there's a barrel aged Yeti, which is like bourbon barrels or something, but most of them are just like fresh oak barrels, right?
I think for the oak aged Yeti, I would doubt that it all sits in a barrel. I bet it's more filtered.
Just staves or something.
Yeah, I bet it's like a stave put in.
Okay.
Position.
Yeah.
Well, so what? Now it says on the nose on this whiskey for the 7-year, the nose is sweet with toffee apples dark chocolate and vanilla ice cream, and the taste was. So let's talk about the nose. So, did you get that on the nose at all? Were you?
Oh yeah, I mean it's some of the descriptions. You go, well, I think you're just throwing words together to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's almost to a T.
Oh,
it's a really good, smooth whiskey.
okay. And then on the taste, it says smooth and warm, with mandarin orange, cocoa, toffee, and cooked fruit. Now,
Yeah,
what does cooked fruit mean? Because cooked fruit could be like, I don't know, you're almost taking all the flavor out of the fruit. Like it could be kind of tasteless.
Cooked fruit, I would say more like how it gets like that little bit sweeter,
Okay.
less bitter. Like think about when you take your cranberries and like put them in a pot
All
and
right.
you do some. Or if you were gonna grill a mango or something,
Yeah.
it kind of takes some of that harshness off, that like acidity.
Yeah.
That's it. I think a lot of times you get like that kind of caramel toffee kind of thing as the sugars kind of cook.
But it's definitely a good whiskey. It's a nice little break from having the same old beer.
No doubt. Yeah, no. And it's funny too because I just finished watching a pretty good documentary on Scotch that was on Prime Video on Amazon.
Oh.
A really well put together documentary on Scotch in Scotland. And so yeah, it was probably an hour-long documentary. It was really well put together. So it's kind of funny that you posted. Well, the whiskey and beer just go hand in hand. I mean, they just go together naturally. I mean, breweries partner in your area with distilleries all day long, right? I mean that.
Oh yeah, barrel beer is not as big as it was, but it's still somebody always wants the new barrel aged whatever they like, whiskey or rum.
Mhm. Well, you always you always have to kind of mix it up when it comes to beer anyway, right? So you're aging stuff, whether it be just for a few months or whether it be for a year in a barrel regardless, right?
Yeah, and I mean you can blend it if you want. Like we have a couple of different kinds of like wheat whiskey or rye or grain, whatever. And then you can kind of mix those in and make your own blend, or maybe sometimes it aged a little too long and you got to cut it. Like we aged some stout in a Scotch barrel, and it was just very overpowering. So you kind of blend some regular beer back into it.
Yeah. See, I think that's a good thing. I think sometimes people want like too much barrel when they're making it because they want people to know, but then it just like tastes like like the whiskey or whatever instead of actually tasting the base beer at all. And that's always disappointing.
It gets almost too overwhelming. I like a hint of it.
Yeah.
If I'm drinking the beer, it's hard to drink like sip, because like a whiskey, you're gonna sip it.
Yeah.
With the beer, like I want to gulp it.
I want it to be
don't
like the
feel like I'm
second
gonna
note,
swallow it.
like the beer, and then like on the aftertaste, maybe you get the whiskey or something like that.
Yeah.
This is cool. So they've got some whiskeys in here, of course, and then they've got a gin, a couple of gins actually, and a few different whiskeys that you can buy directly from them. Yeah,
I love gin.
that's always aggravating to me, Zach. How do you feel? Because why do they treat, and since you're a brewer, you might have the answer to this. Why do they treat beer so differently? You can order wine directly from a winery. You can order spirits directly from a distillery. Why can't we buy beer directly from a brewer?
Some you can.
Yeah, there's some that I've ordered. It's been
Like
fine.
I know like Cascade in Oregon, you can order stuff directly from them.
I think it depends on your state that you live in.
Yeah.
But
It must
yeah,
be.
as far as not trading it or whatever.
Mm.
I don't know. There's a lot of dumbass rules.
Yeah, there is because you know it's like for the longest time you've been able to do it with wine, and for some reason beer no bueno. You know what I'm saying? It's just really pissed me off. I mean, all over Phoenix, you can go here in our area, and they advertise same day delivery with wine all over the place, billboards all over the place. You know, same day delivery with wine. But you know, you don't see the same thing with beer. You know,
Yeah.
You know, it's weird though.
there's even a Uber Eats, if you will, that will bring spirits and wine to you within
You
an
know
hour.
what? I saw though, like here now, like at Pizza Hut, you can get like a 6-pack of Bud Light with your
Yeah.
pizza if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's that when I was in North Phoenix, there's that one pizza place there's plenty of pizza places, in other words, that do send 6-packs with it. Now you're gonna pay a premium for Miller Lite. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there are, in all fairness, there are some pizza places that will bring you beer with your pizza.
Yeah.
You-
I don't know. If you're getting Pizza Hut, like if you're buying shit, you might as well piss on top of it.
Yeah, no. Miller Lite matches pretty well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, very. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, yeah. It's not. You're not. You know, when you're down to Pizza Hut, when you're down to that, yeah, you're not. You're not putting this good stuff here to put the background on here. You're not getting that.
No.
You know, yeah, you're not getting that kind of degree of pizza. Yeah, you're getting what you get. You know. Yeah, exactly. So, what do you have for us, Pat?
So let's see if we have some smoke here. This is no, tiny bit. So this is a beer that I've heard a whole lot about. I've never actually had, so it's my first time having it. Just made it to Arizona. The old Shirley Darkness.
Darkness. Oh.
It used to be like the brewery only kind of thing, and then I guess they've just grown so much that now we can even get it here. And I got it at a reasonable price, I think, for compared to what you used to have to give for it.
What vintage is that? Is that 18?
It's the 19.
19? Okay.
So it's like, I think they release it right around Halloween every year. So it's pretty fresh.
Well, I'm going to have to be on the lookout for it then, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably already gone, honestly, everywhere.
Oh.
The one place I got it, I think they only got like 12 bottles. Because we don't get much Surly anyway. And it's, so I think it's only like those little bottle shops like that one, you know, that got it. Like Total Wine and stuff didn't get any. And everywhere that got it, again, just got like maybe a case or two.
Oh. So wah, wah. Yeah.
And again, it's one where people used to like trade all kinds of stuff for it and wait in line and everything. So it's interesting now that, you know, I just went to a bottle shop a couple days after it got here and was able to get it.
It does kind of crack me up, and that's the funny thing about Arizona is you have all these lines for stuff. I've never stood in a line to buy a beer other than at a brewery where they have like 2 people in line for the next beer at the bar.
Yeah.
But you know, to go to a you know a tap house or whatever the case may be because they're releasing a specific something and there's a line outside the building, I've never done that. But you got 2,000 totals on here, 1,000 in the last 30 days. It's a vintage of Darkness, but this is the 2019 Darkness. 12% ABV, no IBUs rated, and a 4. Everyone's got these 4 bottle cap beers, 4.26 bottle caps. I feel a little, you know. But our massive Russian Imperial Stout contains waves of chocolate, coffee, cherry, raisin, and toffee, plus a non-traditional dose of aromatic hops. So how does all that play with you there? What are you getting, Pat?
What's interesting, I kind of expected it to be a little different, but it's actually very good. There's definitely a lot going on.
Ooh, look at that pecan pie with wow, I bet you that's a good pairing with that beer.
It still is. This one's also fairly sweet, which I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be after that last one, but yeah, it's good. I don't know if it's, I mean, I'm sure, you know, if you look online, everyone's going to say like, oh, it used to be so much better. That's what they always say with everything. But it's good.
Well, let's see if we can see some comments here from the. The problem is that a lot of people aren't posting comments.
I know.
Here,
I always post at least something, but
yeah, I try to. If it's my like multiple time having it on my initial time having a beer, I try to post a comment. Actually, Tony R says a rather bland. Let me see if I can show his comment. A rather bland darkness to my taste. Nothing bad, just unexceptional.
I mean, I have nothing to compare it to, so.
That's interesting. Yeah, and this one's had a 2019 darkness with Surly's Kitchen Darkness Pecan Pie. So apparently they make a pecan pie, and he was putting it together. I'm telling you, it's not the best photo, but sounds good to me. The idea of that sounds fantastic. Some good pecan pie with that sounds. Is that something that you've ever had in your entire life there, Craig? Pecan pie?
I love pecan pie.
Not often, but we have it now and again.
Oh, do you? Okay. I didn't know if that was.
It's more banoffee pie over here.
Oh,
Has anyone? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What kind of pie was that? You said
banoffee.
Banoffee.
Yeah, it's a banana.
Oh, okay. A banana pie.
Yeah, it's like it's a bit like a cheesecake base, but then with cream and banana.
Oh yeah, keep talking, baby. Yeah. Yeah. How much?
I love a banana cream pie.
Exactly, man.
I didn't want to go there, but yeah, it was obvious. Really.
we were well on our way on that journey, man. Yeah, you gotta finish it. You gotta finish it, man.
Has anyone else had darkness here before?
Yeah, I've had it before.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's pretty good beer. I like most things that they do. I mean, seriously, they're just a good brewery, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never had anything from them, honestly, that's like blown me away so far. But everything I've had has been very good.
I'm not going to say that it blows me away, but what I like about them is it's good beer to drink. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not looking for something crazy. I just want a beer that tastes great.
Yeah. They first showed up in Arizona. Like I had some when I'd go to Wisconsin, I'd pick some up every now and then. And they first showed up in Arizona like a year ago. But we got like Furious and all the kind of standard stuff. But it was all like 2 months old when it got here. And then it's kind of like, well, it's 2 months old, and how was it kept that whole time and all that stuff? So, and it was kind of expensive at the time, so I didn't really buy much of it. But now we're actually getting it pretty fresh. And like I said, the fact that we got darkness here to me is pretty crazy. Considering, and obviously it's pretty fresh. I don't know if it actually has a date on it or anything, but with this beer, it obviously doesn't matter a whole hell of a lot. But
no, have you ever went to Sonic and had the banana cream pie thingy?
I have not.
Yeah, it's like the banana cream pie shake. And it's
shake. Yeah, that was scary for a minute. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of gender talk happening on here. A lot of, I was like, I joke a lot about these things, but I don't necessarily personally swing that away. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's just jokes, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, not that there's anything wrong with that, but yo, that's. Oh, that's hilarious, man. Yeah.
Speaking of banana beers, there's actually or banana stuff. There was a Oso, like on a couple days ago, released a beer that I tried to get some cans of. It's a Superstition Mead barrel-aged bananarchy. So it was like an imperial stout, 14.1% stout that was aged in French oak, boysenberry, and rum chocolate mead barrels.
Whoa!
And then they added banana and cocoa like after the fact.
How sweet is that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that one's pretty dessert-like, but apparently people love it. And the problem is, I think they made like 1,000 cans total. and so they were gone pretty quick everywhere. But it sounded interesting. Apparently, I actually get a lot of banana and chocolate flavor, which I can be bad or good from my experience. But because I mean, like, that banana bread beer is pretty infamous for being pretty bad.
Right.
For
Yeah.
example,
It's been many years since I've sampled that one, and it was obvious to me then when I had it. It was a nostalgia beer. It's just so you could say that you had that beer, but I didn't think it was that great at all. But I've had many comments on that review, and a lot of people thought it was, the shiznit. So who knows?
it seems like a beer for people that don't like beer.
Exactly.
There's a lot of those.
I've been at the beer store and overheard people pointing to a particular beer that I think is the worst beer, even worse than malt liquor, is Tiger. That beer sucks. It's terrible. And I've seen people swear, "Oh man, this beer's phenomenal. Yeah, you got to get a 12-pack of that, dude. Let's get that." Yeah. I'm like, oh, I don't trust you at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I know you're probably done with this beer, Craig, but you posted that. I wanted to share this. What did you think of this?
I'm just finishing up now, actually.
Look at this. Is ridiculous. I'm sick of all you guys. Suck. Like 1,151 total on here, 170 in the last 30 days. You're going to see what I'm talking about here in a second. 8% ABV, no IBUs rated, and another jerk with a 4-point-something bottle cap rating. 4.16 bottle caps here. Look at this thing. Hopped with copious amounts of Citra and Mosaic at hops. This features Pilsner, oat malt, and spelt to provide a creamy mouthfeel. Look at the photos of this beer, man. This thing looks pretty darn good. Look at that.
It's really good. Mouthfeel is like dynamite.
That is, man. Look at this thing. That looks like a milkshake or something. Look at that thing.
Yeah, these guys are out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Oh.
My friend brought it across with him. I met up with him about 3 weeks ago in London, UK. So that's one of the beers he brought. Yeah, pretty good.
Man, that beer. How was the mouthfeel on that? It looks pretty like heavily bodied.
Oh, it's creamy, baby. It's really good.
I love it. Yes, he threw the baby in there. Salute to him, man. That's awesome. I love that part. Oh yeah, baby. It's creamy, baby. I love that. That's got to be a showtime. That's got to be the title for the show, right, Bum?
That's creamy, baby.
It's creamy, baby. Oh, I love that. Oh,
sounds good to me.
God, I am putting that in there right now. Yeah,
it's a good beer. It really is. The shame we can't get it yet, but it's okay. It's beer. It's just beers and beers,
Uh-huh. That's awesome, man. I love that. Let me get to some of these comments because there has been many. We are way behind on the comments. Gosh almighty, there has been comments in here. Dear God. I'll get to this one from Craig here. Let me change things up here so you can see them better. There we go. That way you can see them better. I'm just going to go through them real quick. I'll just kind of hit on some of them if they were anything, funny or anything like that. Budweiser Jim Beam barrel aged black lager. The base beer technically is a Schwarber
beer. Schwarzbier, yeah, German, yeah.
What he said.
Lager.
A great deal at $10 basically for a 4-pack of 12-ounce stubby bottles. Wow. Okay, cool. He gave a big cheers to Zach right there. Cool. A lot of brother love happening right there. A lot of cheers back and forth. A lot of virtual hugging and bro love, which is kind of goes along with the theme of what's been happening here with the breaking news and all the,
and all the fluid activity.
Yeah, all nice. Well done. Yes, exactly.
The virtual pies.
The virtual pies. The funny thing is, Modelo deserves a perfect score. The idiots rating the beer do not follow the BJCP style guidelines for rating beer required by Beer Magazine. I'm finishing up the last of my Modelo Negra. What do you think about a beer like this, Zach? That's you know, I think we've crushed much of this over the years. What do you think about a beer like this, man?
I like it. I mean, it's simple to the point.
Yeah, just what you were talking about earlier, right? Like it's.
I'm not going to take it to like a fancy beer sharing party, but if you're hanging out, just want a beer, like why not?
Yep. Right. Yeah. It's kind of that beer that is like the crafty beer for people that do drink Miller Lite, right? This would be kind of the crafty beer for them cats, right? They're like, oh yeah. Matter of fact, for some people, this would be their dark beer. Like, oh yeah, yeah, I drink dark beer, man. Look, I got Modelo Negra in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What are you talking about? You're nuts. Yeah.
I like the Dos Equis Amber too. I mean,
Yeah, Dos Equis
you want something with a little bit more flavor when you go out to the dive bar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Backwoods Billy is in here posting quite a bit, so that's good. Everything is comparable to an IPA according to idiots that rate on site. Also, a lot of craft breweries give sway for ratings on Untapped, etc. Wow, what is that? Is that true? Is that?
Oh, I don't
I
know.
don't know what it does, but I mean, everybody's got to be bitter about something, right?
Yeah,
he seems a little angry.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people love your beer, some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it, and that's it.
Zach's comment. Transition was a great word. So, hey, thanks for that link in there too, Zach. That was awesome. And then we got malt liquored by Mark. We kind of were giving Mark some credit for having wine. He might be pinky outing some malt liquor right now.
He might be transitioning.
Him or her might be transitioning into some malt liquor, right? Happy 2 days late Thanksgiving, y'all. Having entertaining family tonight, but I'll be back next week. Don't let the show go entirely off the rails. I think it's too late. We had breaking news, and that breaking news just kind of, from one of the main characters of the show, identifies a lot of different ways now, and that that sent the show in a different way, right? That like kind of
Did it send it into a banana cream pie area?
Yes. Yes. It's creamy, baby. That's the way that works. Actually, Shock Top had a decent pretzel beer.
Oh, that's referring what I was drinking.
Yeah,
salted pretzel beer.
Yeah. What do you think about pretzel beer, Zach? Any sort of thoughts on that? Bum had a beer that had salted pretzel in it, and he was trying to figure out what pretzel tastes like. And my take on it was that it was probably just the body of the beer, more of the breadiness. What is your take on that?
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Nice! Thank you. Yes, that is a big Seinfeld reference right there. You gotta be. That was great. Thank you. Well done, man. That is awesome. Yeah.
But really, yeah, the pretzels we've thrown them into the mash before. We've thrown them into the boil. Like we kind of just put them wherever. I think it's like that doughy, bready kind of note.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There is some pecan pie calling my name, so I will see you guys next time.
Oh, speaking of pecan pie, exactly. Yes.
All right, see you guys.
Awesome. Man.
Always a pleasure, Zach. Good seeing you.
Yeah, good seeing you. Yeah, it is that time of year, man. If you can have some good homemade pecan pie, man, I love it. Now, some people have a nut allergy, and not that there's any, but I don't have a nut allergy. I have to admit,
I'm addicted personally.
yeah, I love eating nuts. I'll go ahead and put that quote out there for whoever wants to use it whatever way they want.
Real quick, Joe, just to rub it in your face. I've been like
Ah!
double fisting.
It has nothing to do with nuts.
Yeah.
I've also been drinking that this time too. So, which I drank last week, but has a 441. So, just to put it out there.
Now you had that last time you were on the show, so
yeah.
No need to necessarily go into that one.
No.
But that brewery, we already know. They're another one of those breweries that just anything hazy, put it in your mouth. And if they make it, anything that they make that's hazy, just put it in your mouth. It's going to be the best thing you ever had in there.
Or stouts.
Or stouts, yeah. They although there was that one stout, I have to admit, that wasn't. It was good, just not
the coffee one.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about the barley wine?
The barley wine.
Yeah. The barley wines are just okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like, dear mama, I just had the best barley wine ever. It wasn't like that. It was good, just not great. You know what I'm saying?
I just realized that the last 2 years they released a Russian Imperial Stout on Halloween. I don't think they did this year.
Oh.
Which that beer was amazing. So it's disappointing.
And here was the great quote from Joey, man. The B in LBGTQ stands for Billy.
That's my God. That's brilliant. How did we not know that?
That was an awesome quote, man.
Yeah. Honestly, I would have never thought of it.
That was great.
That's great.
And that's why I was dying for years to have a chat room that we could see, we can share on here. And this is what I love about StreamYard. I'm able to share the comments with everybody. And this is great. Yeah. And then of course, Backwoods had posted this on here as well. Loot Bag Larry, blah.
No, that's Loot Bag Jerry, Joe.
I'm still doing it. Oh, I'm missing all those details. Oh man, what is this? I can boot people from the show now. But they did. They absolutely, the Ravens beat up on the Rams. Everyone saw it. Next victim, the Niners. You know what? On that note,
ain't gonna last, is it? The Niners, I don't think.
They've lost once.
Yeah.
Seattle beat them. I've got my share beer glass. I'm gonna crack open another one here. I've got my share beer glass, and I've got another one of these San Diego Cali. Brazil Brewing Company out of Chula Vista, California. I think I had this on here before. I'll have to double check. But another hazy IPA.
Nice looking can.
It is cool. Yeah, it's kind of a cool looking can. You can see there it's got a lot of different. But these are pre-printed labels that they slap on a generic can, but it's still cool looking. Brewed in California, inspired by Brazil. Now, the funny thing is that when I was still pretty actively reviewing beers, I don't necessarily do it as much at all. Probably just a few a year. But when I was pretty actively, I used to get a lot of people from Brazil commenting on how come I haven't had this beer. And it wasn't readily available. So it's kind of cool that this one's inspired by Brazil. Oh, look at that! Whoa! That was talk about.
Whoa! Holy hell!
Wow! I couldn't be more surprised. That was a shocker, man. I have not seen smoke like that come out of a can. That freaked me out. And then
you saw what happened afterwards. That's why you had all the smoke.
yeah, wow, that was crazy. So what did 40 ounce say? Just slow it down. Just slow it down, baby.
Yeah, you saw how he did it.
Yeah, I mean, just come on, man. You know how to do it. Just slow it down, man. That is a crazy wow. So let me get some. I've got yeah. Let me get rid of this here and clean up the desk because I had some spillage here on the desk here. That I got to get a beer selfie. This is going to be a ridiculous selfie because it's all head there, baby. Oh yeah, it is all head. So let me see here. Let me get a selfie of this one. But I am pretty sure that I thought I've had this one here on here before. I'll look it up here on Untapped. Hopefully I get a four bottle cap beer here too, man. Dear God, I'm the only one that hasn't had one here yet today. Good thing Tom hasn't jumped in here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Every time Tom jumps in, it's rare for him not to have a four. No, and this one ain't either. Dear God.
You gotta have another one then.
Pathetic, Joe. Just pathetic.
This is pathetic, isn't it? 1,701 totals on here, 96 in the last 30 days. Classified as a New England IPA from Novo Brazil Brewing, San Diego, Cali, Sober Haze. Look at that. Seasonal Haze IPA. Here's some better looks at the beer because, dear God, Lord knows mine went.
Yeah, no, I thought it was that brewery. I wasn't entirely sure. When you said Brazil, I was like, oh, I'm sure they got an arm of their brewery in California.
Oh, so this person posted a different beer. That's a different beer altogether. But yeah, this is the one we're having right now. So interesting, man. So it went down quite a bit now, so I can kind of share what the result. But quite filtered, kind of medium filter on the filtering there. The nose is definitely fruity, citrusy, if you will, and it's sweet. It's actually pretty sweet. Not extremely sweet, but yeah, sweet nonetheless. Not a lot of hop in there at all. Not any sort of hop bite. But yeah, not bad. I would tend to agree with that rating. Actually, I'd probably get a 3.75 if I'm rating this. So, not bad. You know what I'm saying? Not as hazy and juicy as whoa.
Wow.
This thing is a mess. Oh my God. Look at this.
That head went everywhere.
You know what, Joe? I think we actually opened a can of that when I was over there, and the same thing happened.
What? Right? Yeah, I thought
so.
Yeah. This is crazy, man. It is wild to me that certain beers just have a particular character. Yeah, but you know what? I think you're right, Pat, because you're just sitting there and there was nothing you could do to keep it from, running all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's not even fun to drink a beer like that. You know what I'm saying? No charge, but yeah, it's not exactly enjoyable. So we'll get back to the comments here. Oh yes, Arita Sexual. Thank you. See, this is why we have the chat. Reminding me that, yes, not only did I come out as a lesbian years ago, and then I came out as a Rita Sexual. We did have hashtag Rita Sexual. For the longest time, I put that in the description of the show, Rita Sexual. And it all went back to that one little 6-minute review that I posted of a Lime-A-Rita when Lime-A-Rita first came out. And boom, I was labeled immediately, practically, as a Rita Sexual. Not that there's anything wrong with that, But there's not a lot of Rita-sexuals around anymore. Not a lot of people identify that way anymore. You know? Kind of funny. Hey, what is this? Diddly ho hum.
Hey, diddly ho bum.
Yep. Oh, we didn't really hear too much from him yet, huh?
Oh, we will eventually.
Oh, this is funny. So what part does he say is 1 inch? And that's probably getting back to 40 ounces video there where he said, you know, the part that's actually African. Actually, a few craft breweries did in fact brew malt liquor. Union Craft Beer Company for a high voltage, Dogfish Head, plain bag malt liquor. It's a
Yeah, I remember hearing about that, and I never saw it though.
yeah. I'm gonna look that up here.
You know what? There was actually Four Peaks years ago did a malt liquor, and like for the first like the first day where people came in, they actually put it in a little paper bag with like a stamp with the logo of the beer on it. It was like Mile 405 or something malt liquor, and so like all the pints had a little paper bag when you sat at the bar and were drinking them.
Oh,
I still
did
have
they
one
really?
actually somewhere. I kept the bag when I when I got it.
Was that in case you throw up or?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
They give you a little barf bag with it.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
nice.
It was certainly
Think
better
about
than
it.
like, you know, Mickey's or something, but it was not as good as like a typical pale ale to me. It was still, you know, malt liquor. Like
I'm
a
looking.
lager or whatever.
And don't forget the DKML from Founders.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Wasn't that a really big one though?
Big and big release or
Big ABV.
yeah, it was I think pushing 10, Pat.
Okay.
Actually, I still have one in my fridge
Oh yeah.
from 2 years ago.
Is that barrel aged double IPA? Is it?
Yeah, yeah. It was a bourbon barrel aged malt liquor.
Oh.
Whatever that is.
Okay.
So Joe, I looked it up. We had that same IPA you're drinking August 19th.
Oh, okay.
And I see my picture and it's like in the glass, it's like 2/3 foam. So
Okay, yeah, that was so. It was the same exact thing again. Yeah. Luke Bay Jerry's a laughing Joe D treadmill type too. Yeah. And then Vega, the chairman. Classy Freddie Basie.
Blassie.
Blassie.
Yeah, that's who I thought did the Pencil Neck Week song. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a throat punch you.
Oh, my.
Coach right there, man. And who was talking about the coach who threw? That was the chairman, right? That threw him. Who threw him the comment towards coach?
Was that Mr. Rayner?
Oh, Rayner did. Yeah.
The first dude. Yeah.
I'm a beat the brakes off the chairman with a craft beer bottle.
There you go.
And then a malt liquor from Havana Banana. And SWW, right? Steel Worldwide can't do what James did. 5'2", dwarf.
Meaning the chairman could not hit his head on the ceiling the way James Montana.
Because he's too damn short, right? What does this fool the chairman have a mask for? So what Quickie Mart are you genius planning on knocking off? Swimming at the shallow end of the gene pool. Super Mario Montana 29.
Which I think in the video game, if Super Mario hits his head on the ceiling, something happens.
Oh, that's funny. Yes. No doubt, huh? When he's going underneath, you can hit. Yeah, that is so funny. Brutal. Jay Vega. Yeah, that is hilarious, man. Laugh out loud. James note, the clock gets unplugged. Yeah. That was a funny ass video, man. The clock went out. Lights Out from Luke Bag Jerry. When you're limited due to inbreeding. My wife and I work out 4 times a week, 2 to 4 hours a day, depending on body parts being worked. Split routine. Every day is abs and cardio. Wow.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty serious. Mark works out a lot, man. He never talks about it because he's worked out for so long. It's just part of his routine. But he works out a lot, man. Here we go. Plus, on days off, we hike, mountain bike, run, swim, scuba, snorkeling, MMA, walking on the beach, etc.
You're lazy, aren't you? Jesus.
Yeah, exactly right. He's a lazy ass. Retired 48-inch chest, right? 35-inch waist, 225 pounds.
See, I wouldn't even know all that. I don't want to know either.
Yeah, all that stuff sounds exhausting. What do you say, Craig?
What, measuring your chest? Yeah, that's just terrible.
And all that running around and biking and everything. I mean, that can't be good for you. Just thinking about all that is exhausting.
The measuring of your chest just like exhausts you.
Oh my God! By the time you get, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I need to take a break.
Yeah,
I better take a nap.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a good food coma, for Christ's sake. You're like, hey.
I'm gonna need a bigger tape.
Port wine is interesting. It actually forfeited. It's actually fortified with brandy to stop the aging. Sweet, however, adding bourbon to the barrel would actually mask the port wine notes.
Yeah, I like port wine. I drink quite a lot of that.
Do you really? Okay, You know what? I'm changing my tone towards wine a little bit. I've been, I've banged on wine pretty good for a long time, and I'm starting to change my tone on wine a little bit. Not that I won't have some fun with it for sure, but I'm taking suggestions on wine.
Yeah. Portuguese wine for me, always.
Vegas says don't fruit.
Here's this.
Cooked fruit would be bum in a hot tub.
Oh,
we lost Joe.
Yeah,
I just got booted from my own show.
Your own show. I was going to say, what happened there?
Wow, that was weird.
Loot Bag Jerry must have booted you.
Yeah, someone booted me. I was all acting Mr. Big Shot. I can boot people, and I got booted from the show, man. All the viewers.
Well, the boss always has a boss.
That's true.
Even if you don't know who he is.
Everyone has a boss. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Damn kids.
Cooked fruit is like pie, apple pie, fresh fruit, etc. are descriptions used in judging wine. See WSET Global on wine sommelier training. Huh?
Life's too short.
Exactly right. Yeah. Enos and Gunn was the first to do a barrel-aged beer. Wow.
Yeah, 66 days though. It's like, what's that? And then everyone else overtook them, and now they're cardboardy, wishy-washy for me.
I remember wanting to get Enos and Gunn for the longest time, and then when I finally had, solid beers. But I was dying to get Enos and Gunn years ago. But
they changed though. That the Enos and Gunn original.
Yeah.
That changed quite a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. And now they have a lot of variants and all these sort of things. But who owns Enos and Gunn now?
I think it's part of a distillery in I can't remember who. I think it's part of. Oh my god.
There's been a few hands changed with that deal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If you go on to Wikipedia, it gives you a whole story, kind of.
Yeah.
Lots of to and fro, and they own them, and then in turn they own them. And
Yeah.
there's a whole kind of thing.
Yeah.
Complicated. Whatever.
Yes, the Solaria method of blending, seafloor method for wine, whiskey, Flanders style sour beer. Yeah, life's too short. Right? Yeah. Buying directly from brewery depends on state laws. Same with wine. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, Zach kind of clarified that as well. Like it probably just depends on your state, and you do see that quite a bit. Like Total Wine is the big one that I'm kind of talking about. They are in the wine shipping business, and there's over the years been beer stores, online beer stores. I used the first beer shipper that I ever used was it feels like 8 or 9 years ago now. And they went away like that, and then 2 others popped up, and I've used those as well since. And they all ship beer really well, man.
It's weird how you have different state laws. I can't get my head around that, especially within the same country.
Yeah, well, you have a bunch of different states, and actually it gets even more confusing, Craig, because within those states you have different counties and different cities that all have their own laws as well. And so it gets really complicated. You know what I'm saying? It gets really complicated because there's certain counties within a state that are dry. And famously, Jack Daniels is one of them. Jack Daniels is one of those distilleries that they can't drink they can't buy Jack Daniels where it's made. Famously, that is one of them right there. You want to talk about complicated? One of the most famous distilleries in the world cannot buy their own liquor where they make it.
Yeah, and then there's states where you only state-run liquor stores you can get beer beyond a certain ABV and stuff like that. And
well, look at Canada, right? Like Canada has some bizarre law, or they've loosened it up over the years, right? Where
I think they've loosened it in the last year or so.
Arizona used to be the days you could buy beer and the times would change.
Yeah.
Like Sundays you couldn't buy beer until a certain time of day and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Arizona now is actually one of the most relaxed, I think, as far as beer laws go. Because you can take a milk jug and go to a brewery and fill it with beer if you wanted to.
Yeah, so is it Georgia? You can't have over a certain ABV. Is it
I think Georgia loosened that up. I think Florida now is the one where it's 32 ounce limit. I think a 32.
Utah was always the big one. Right. Where you couldn't. Utah would make a bunch of beers that they couldn't actually sell there.
That works.
The whole
good business plan.
The whole Bible Belt was super restrictive, to the point where you couldn't buy beer, even Budweiser. If you bought it at a grocery store, it was 3.2. It was only 3.2% alcohol. And if you bought it in a proper liquor store, then you could get the full 5% Budweiser.
And also there was a lot of places where you couldn't buy any kind of alcohol on Sundays.
Yeah.
Oh, you still couldn't in Pennsylvania up until a couple years ago.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Bum, tell us about some of the ridiculousness that happened there. Like you could only buy a case.
Oh my God, it was so complicated. Finally, about 5 years ago, we actually came not into the 21st century. We finally came into the 20th century.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was crazy over it.
Things are pretty much the way they are everywhere else now. But up until the last 10 years or so, Well, they sell beer and wine and liquor in separate places. You have to buy wine and liquor in state-run liquor stores. They've relaxed that. None of those stores were open on Sundays. They've relaxed that. Beer, you could only buy, if you wanted to buy a full case of beer or a barrel, you had to buy it in a beer distributor, which I think in all other states they call wholesalers. If you wanted to buy a single bottle or a six-pack, you had to buy it in a bar or very, very rare six-pack shops where they would sell six-packs or singles. And even those places, you could only buy the equivalent of 2 six-packs to go. The laws were so weird.
It is pretty crazy, all these different, and it's confusing, Craig. Like if you're not, from America, and even when you are, it's still like,
yeah, state to state, it's different.
I'm just comparing it to what I know, and it's like, that's weird.
But it's kind of like, each state is almost its own little country, if you will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Its own laws and blah, blah, blah. And then there's a country, if you want to help businesses, then just open it all up, get rid of it. I don't know.
So we've got Young's Double Chocolate Stout and Wow's Banana Bread Beer. You can mix them, milkshake. Yeah.
They're not actually made by Young's, Wells and Young's anymore. They're made by the Eagle Brewery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew that about Wells. I didn't know Young's is not being. There's no Young's anymore, Craig.
Well, they merged. Wells and Young's merged, and then now production is a brewery called the Eagle Brewery.
That
happened about a year and a half ago or so.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, but I don't know whether or not the can, usually get cans over there of them, whether the cans still have that logo on or not, because that's why everyone knows what it's from. But you go onto Untapped over here at least.
Okay. Next, because several places in my area still sell the banana bread, and I think they're now they have it in cans. I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah,
we don't get them in cans over here. It's all bottles, brown bottles, 500 ml bottles.
Okay.
But yeah, we could pick them up. You could pick up like four for £6. So what's that?
And they also sell the sticky toffee pudding here too.
Sticky toffee pudding, yeah.
So here you go, Young's Double Chocolate Stout, Eagle Brewing, formerly Charles Wells.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, this is it's getting a 3.69 rating, but good God, for 263,000 ratings, that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And it's still, to me, one of the better, double stouts out there. It's or what's considered, it's a good solid milk stout. It really is.
There's another brewery over here. I don't know if you get it. There's a brewery called Saltaire Brewery, and they do a triple chocolate stout.
Really? Oh man, I'm looking that up.
And that is fantastic. That's better than the Youngs for me.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, here it is.
I don't think they distribute outside the UK. Yeah, that's awesome. Chocoholic,
Triple Chocoholic, man. Look at this. Yeah, see, this is the thing that they do insanely well over there in the UK. Here you got a Triple Chocoholic, Saltaire Brewery, like he's saying, 4.8%. These beers aren't meant to have one beer and you're done. They want you to continue to drink. They want, I am thoroughly looking forward to going over there, honestly, because of beers like this. A 3.8 bottle cap rating, 12,000 ratings on here, 417 in the last 30 days. You know, for a beer that has this many ratings on here, 3.8 is pretty damn solid.
Oh, it's a good beer. It's yeah. So I've been to the brewery as well. About 3 years ago.
Whoa! Yes! Love that image. Yeah, who ain't gonna like that? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
On cask, it's just the best. It suits it. The ABV is perfect.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You go to Yorkshire in England, and God, they've got some great cask beer up there.
Beer and cleavage. That is fantastic. that is the, you know, there's nothing better than that. You know,
Joe, I know it's too late to change the show title, but my God, that would be a great show.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to change the one that I currently have up there, but yeah, there is nothing like beer and good beer and good cleavage. Dear God, no one disagrees with that. That's
great.
That is great. But man, that's, you know, there is just something about beers across the pond that they just make great tasting beers that aren't going to get you. You can have 6 of them. They're made to have 6, to have 8, to just have a pint after pint and enjoy your company, have conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a fantastic thing, man.
I mean, we do some big ABV beers. I think that's a misconception.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
We do some great big ABV double IPAs, and
sure, yeah.
It's not all about these session IPAs and table beers. Oh, they have the lower ABV. Nah, they're lower in general. If you want stuff stronger like you guys get, then it's easy to get.
Yeah, you can still get it, but you know, over here, you know, it's a little harder to find. You're gonna find the more sessionable good stuff as well, but boy, you don't have to look far to just go to a pub over there and just give me a pint of this, and you just know it's gonna be something sessionable. It's easy to find, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, I'm sure it's not hard to find over there as well, something that, you know, hey, is a little bit bigger, a little more grown up, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, for sure.
The overall culture seems like, and I remember talking about it with you before, and you describing that even that's kind of diminishing. It's not like it was years ago, but I'm sure there's still that overall culture of local pubs that you can go to and have that, you know, culture. There's not a lot of TVs in there. You know, you can enjoy good pints, and the food's not a big thing in there either. It's just all about the localness and having conversation.
Well, my neck of the woods, we have what we call micro pubs now, where you go in, it's really small. They'll have 6 or 7 cask beers, and there's no TV, there's no music. It's just people go in there and talk, like stepping back in time, but have a few beers, few beers.
Interaction.
Yeah, it's back to basics. Have a few beers, and you start talking to people again. It's like, what's all that about? People, I text them, you know, and all that. It's going back, and it's really a few beers, and it brings all kind of. We've all got it in us. It's just we don't realise it these days, I think.
Yeah.
It's you know, now I haven't had proper pints in the UK. The times that I've been to the UK was in the airport. I didn't leave the airport. But I did live in Germany for a little bit, and, you know, for about a year. And that's where I'm kind of getting that from, is that whole culture in Germany. When I was there, now granted, this is 30 years ago now, but it was great to go to a beer garden. They had all these beer gardens everywhere, these local pubs. Every little podunk town you could go to had a pub. And there was no TVs, no nothing. You just went in there. They might have some sort of snacks, right? Pretzels, peanuts, whatever it may be, right? but it was mostly get a pint and sit down and talk. And before you know it, you're singing songs. I would sing songs. I didn't really speak German. I spoke very, very, very little German, and enough to get a beer and get some food and stuff like that. But find the restroom. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, Joe, that was before TVs were invented, right?
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it matters. You know, honestly, on that note, there wasn't even a lot of cable when I was in Germany. There wasn't even a lot of cable. I remember cable was kind of a new thing over there, and there wasn't a lot of people that even had cable at that time. At least where I was at in Germany. I was in Nuremberg. It was a big city. For the most part, I had to go to smaller towns quite a bit, but good times. You know what I'm saying? It was great times. You know,
that's kind of my idea. Like I always thought it'd be fun to open a bar here, where, like you said, like my experience with in Prague, all the little bars there. You know, to have something where it's like dark, you know, a big bar and communal tables, and that's it. No TVs, no anything like that. You kind of go knowing you're going to talk to somebody you haven't ever talked to, that kind of thing. You know, if you want to just kind of be on your own, you can be, but something where, and my thoughts too, where almost like a big thing in Prague is they actually, you know, a lot of underground bars, just the way the city's built, you'll actually go downstairs.
Yes. Yes.
Where it'd be cool to have something like that, almost where like you don't get cell phone reception in the bar. So like once you're in there, you're just in there kind of thing.
Yes. And, you know, it was kind of cool because I'm glad you brought that up, because in your bigger, smaller cities and in your bigger cities, you had that quite a bit. Most of your bars, even your dance clubs, were underground, you know, which kept the noise down quite a bit. You could almost actually walk by some of these places and not even know they were there. You know, probably across the street or something. If you walked on the same side of the street, you're going to kind of hear it. But I mean, to that point, you know, and these clubs would be really big, and you know, there'd be a kind of a crowd around the stairs of that place. You'd kind of get the hint that there's something happening down there. But you know,
that was like in Prague. There was a place I went to where literally you went down like one flight of stairs, down like a hallway that was all like brick and stone, and then down another flight of stairs, and then it just opened up this huge area, and like you would never have any idea any of that's there. It's just super cool.
Now, and I forget about this, but yeah, Pat's a recent traveler to different parts of the globe now. He's been in different parts. When I was in Germany, it was common to go, when you were in a city, it was common to pay like a cover to get in, and they'd give you two beers. Does that still happen? Is that a thing still, or no?
I don't know. I didn't experience that anywhere I went. But I when I was in Germany, I only went to like little restaurants, you know, for the most part. And I went to like a craft beer bar in Munich, which I regretted going to, because it was like going to a craft beer bar in America, where it was actually a lot of stuff that I would sort of get here. Like if you lived in Germany, it's probably an amazing selection. But living here is kind of like, okay, well, I get most of this stuff anyway. And then it was like where everyone was just kind of like hanging out on their own, looking at their phones and stuff. And then like a quarter mile down the road was like, what's the brewery? Like one of the biggest German breweries. They had like a big barrel house or whatever. Right? I don't know. It's considered like one of the best beer places in the world to go to. And I chose that craft beer place instead, and I really regretted it because I was there for a short amount of time, and it was disappointing. But I can't think of what it was called. It's like one of the biggest German breweries that there are. I don't know. It was disappointing. Actually, one of the best places I went in Prague was Pilsner Quell, or Tell or whatever, in Plzeň, Czech Republic, and that place was amazing. So when you go from my experience traveling, some of those huge places are actually really cool. As much as you wouldn't think, you know, that they necessarily would be, but.
What are your comments, Craig?
No, I was just trying to think of the German brewery he was on about. Maybe is it Steinkermer or I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look it up quick. I can figure it out.
Augustina, maybe. Because I know they got a tap room that goes straight from tank to the bar.
Oh, we've got Ishmael in the comments here. Picked up Goose Island, Bourbon County.
Nice. Yeah.
I haven't bought Bourbon County just yet this year, but I fully intend to. He says I haven't tried it yet, but
Yeah, it was released here in the UK yesterday.
Oh, was it really? Okay.
Because Goose Island got a bar in London, and they're open at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
And then
you can get it online as well, believe it or not.
Oh, and then Loot Bake Jerry says you've never played my live video. Yuck, cowards. Well, that you bum point us in the direction to go, so take it up with our in-house reporter here. He's you got to take that up with the reporter, man. SWW is the real coward. He's opt out on multiple meetups with Bruce, Fear, Ramstats, and Big Phil, and others, and Huffy.
Huffy, wow. He's the English one.
Yeah, he's the English one, yeah. But Huffy has come over here quite a few times now, I think. Mostly to the east. Because if he ever came here, I'd meet up with him. If he ever came this far west. I'm pretty sure he only really goes to the east when he does come. And
he goes to Boston, doesn't he? Sort of regular.
Yeah, he's been to Boston, and I thought possibly Tom would meet up with him, but I guess it didn't quite work out. But
yeah, I don't know why. Yeah.
He's 5'2", talking about throwing someone down a flight of stairs. I wonder if he's really 5'2", but it sounds like he's short nonetheless. Yeah, so he calls people house N-words on Twitter. Well, yeah. Oklahoma and Utah are 3.2 max, Vega says.
See, I don't know what that means, because I was just in Oklahoma like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can get prairie stuff that's like 15% there. So
yeah, no, well, yeah, Oklahoma. If you were now, when I lived there for a short time in Oklahoma, I lived outside of Tulsa for a short time, a matter of months. I didn't stay in Oklahoma, but I did live there. I had a driver's license, all that sort of thing, and like I just described, if you got it in a grocery store. And granted, this is 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago. You know what I'm saying? A grocery store, 3.2. If you went to a liquor store, you could get full strength. You know what I'm saying? And I
don't know if that's changed, because liquor store for sure. That's where I went to like some bottle shops. But then, I mean, like gas stations had IPAs, like 7-8%. So.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Right, guys, I'm going to head out here.
Okay, thanks, Greg. Appreciate it, man.
Real quick, I think the place was the Hofbrau House.
Hofbrau, yeah, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I think that's the one I was thinking of.
Cool.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, cheers for having me. Cheers. See you again.
Oh, man, thank you for jumping on. Yeah, because this is a long one for sure, man. So I'm just trying to get through some of these comments and then get out of here myself. So we have Vanna in here chiming on. Salt Lake City liquor stores have Mickey's Ice and St. Ides. Jody, what is this? Car fart crew? Vegas says shut up. OKC liquor stores have side pocket. I don't know necessarily what that means. And then he tells Vega to shut up. Ishmael, Oklahoma had a no higher than 3.2 ABV law. So breweries like Prairie ship beer to California through distributor, but couldn't sell out on site at the brewery. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take their word for it. I mean, I don't have any idea. And he said I could be wrong. That was a pretty strong opinion to be wrong, but
Yeah, I think. I mean, I know there's breweries where they were selling, 10% beer,
Mhm.
like on tap anyway. Maybe packaged beer they still can't directly from brewery. I know that's a big thing some places where they can't sell their own beer, like bottled or packaged
Right.
in some states. So maybe that's what he's talking about.
Salt Lake City is run by Mormons. Doesn't count. Well, one of the big secrets about Phoenix is there's a lot of damn Mormons here too, man. This
It was Mesa for a while. Mesa was like hardcore.
the second
Mormon.
most Mormons next to Salt Lake is
Mesa?
here. Is here. Yeah.
Or just Arizona in general.
Yeah, Phoenix in general. Yeah. South Carolina still does not allow stores to sell alcohol on Sunday. Yeah, there's I mean, a lot of people know that I lived in New Mexico for a long time. In New Mexico, for the longest time, you couldn't buy. It was bizarre because we had drive-through liquor stores, but you couldn't buy on Sunday. And then the drive-through liquor stores got wiped out because they started getting a little too stupid. They would literally make you a drink at the drive-through. Oh, here you go, sir. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like Wisconsin.
And it's kind of funny because we still have drive-through liquor stores here in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So there's not many, but they're out there.
There's actually drive-through liquor stores too where you can get growlers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not many here, but they exist.
I know my brother in downtown Phoenix, there's one where he'll go and get growlers at a drive-through.
Wow. That's kind of cool. I mean, but now New Mexico's thing for banning a lot of this stuff is because for years New Mexico was, what do you want to call it, either number one or the worst, the bottom, whatever part of that list you want to call, for DUIs. It was the worst.
Really?
And so they were trying to change that. And so
if that's the case, that just means that like in Wisconsin they're just not pulling people over. Because
right.
I know from experience, like visiting there, that it's like compared to here in Arizona, I think it's pretty bad for that too. But Wisconsin's on that level. I mean, it's just constant.
I have to admit, Pat, and I don't talk about this much, but driving a truck, you guys that Pat knows, but if you're watching, you may or may not know, I'm a truck driver. And so, if I'm at a stoplight, you're looking around, and I regularly see people in the afternoon, sipping on one of these tall cans. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, in this day, like, that is just plain stupid.
I think Arizona is one of the highest in terms of like actual, tickets given. It's way up there.
Okay. Well, you see, this is years ago. When I lived in New Mexico for 23 years. Another 5 years has gone by. I've been in Arizona now 5.5 years, going on 6. And so you take, what is that? 27 years, 28 years. So this is that many years ago that New Mexico for years was number one. And so they became, New Mexico quickly became number one as far as like technology with DUIs. They were one of the ones to first implement, having to blow into a tube in order to get your car to work. That was famously a New Mexico thing. They were first to adopt that whole thing in the court system and everything. What do you call that? I even forget what you call that. But
ignition interlock.
Yeah, the interlock. Yeah. So that was pretty, but it was also horrible about people having DUIs. There was famously people that would have 10 and 12 DUIs, to the point where they couldn't drive, and they're still going to drive. They would still drive something. They would famously get pulled over on their horse or something. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I see people riding horses here in my particular, Pat knows where I live. And in my particular area, there's a lot of people that have horses. And I'll see them hammered on their horse, man. I will see them literally almost passed out on their horse, and the horse is just walking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, are you kidding me? what is happening right now? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Let me get back to some of these comments here. South Carolina still doesn't allow stores to sell alcohol on Sunday. Yeah, we talked about that one. I'll always make MLVS SWW will be dead soon anyway. Oof. Wow, you really getting after him. He'll go out like Tiny Tim. Oof. Wow. SWW hands down makes the worst MLVS. What
Which must be malt liquor videos.
Yeah, okay, malt liquor videos. Okay, thank you.
Steel Worldwide.
Yeah, Steel World. Yeah, I knew the Steel Worldwide part.
Okay.
The ML. Yeah, okay. The only workouts you need are 12-ounce curls and cardio in the bedroom. I like Joey, man. Yeah, Joey's got my back a little bit there. Yeah. South Carolina puts mustard on BBQ. Doesn't count. that is a thing, right? They have the Carolinas have famously their own style of barbecue, and in some cases it does include mustard. In most cases, it's really a vinegar-based barbecue.
That's like Virginian stuff is like vinegar too, right?
Yeah,
or something.
That region of the country is but South Carolina famously is, and sometimes it's mustard based, but it's mostly the vinegar. But it's good stuff, man. If you go there and have some of it, man, it's pretty. Have you been to the Carolinas, Pat? Is that an area?
I haven't. I've been to the East Coast very, very little.
Okay.
I had some good barbecue in Oklahoma when I was there, though. I actually sought it out because I'm like, there's cows everywhere, beef. It's got to be pretty good here, I would think.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah, there's fantastic steakhouses in Oklahoma for sure. Yeah, and catfish. It's a big catfish place, man. So if you like catfish, then you've got to like catfish. I mean, I'm not telling you have to like catfish, but if you like catfish,
I don't like seafood in general. And I lived in Alaska for 13 years. So when I tell people that, they're like, "What the fuck?"
Right? It's like living in Boston and you're like so anti seafood, right? You're like, oh, what? I'm the same way. I don't like shelled fish. So pretty much when people say seafood, that's pretty much what they mean. They mean shrimp, they mean lobster, they mean every single shelled fish possible is what they think of.
Well, I guess I don't like freshwater fish either. Like I don't like salmon and all that kind of stuff.
Oh. Yeah, because I enjoy fish, just not shelled fish. I do. I really do enjoy fish. I don't eat it that much because it's flipping expensive, man.
Well, yeah, you're in Arizona. Not exactly the best.
You know what though? I don't necessarily seek it out, but there are so many places. There's a place down the street from me here that imports their fish almost daily.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, now, currently, I mean, you can get stuff so fast that I'm sure there are good places.
Yeah.
But yeah, I imagine there's a price to pay for that.
Yeah, this place down the street has really good fish and chips. They claim to make an authentic UK fish and chips, which I'm all about. I'm trying to get to the UK so I can have proper fish and chips. That's kind of one of my goals. But this lady down the street claims to make an authentic, and hers is pretty damn good. But you're going to wait for it. You know what I'm saying? Like you order it and you're going to wait. You know what I'm saying? She's making everything fresh. So it takes a while. You know what I'm saying? But, oh my God, when you get it, it is good. And she claims to have it brought in daily. Luckily, she's down the street. But while thinking about it's making me kind of like want to go down there after the show here. Havana is committing suicide by blueprint. I got a feeling, there's going to be some serious next week's shows. Bum's going to have
there's some heat. I mean,
he's really digging in there. Foamy Head, Texas just passed on September 1st beer to go from a production brewery. Good. Yeah,
Good.
Texas was one of the big ones that I was thinking of when I was saying dry counties and all this sort of thing. Texas is bizarre. I now have family in Texas. My one of my daughters lives in Texas for years now. I kind of know a lot of it. And then famously, we had a couple people on here regularly from the show that used to be from, well, they still are, I'm sure, from Texas. And one of them started as a brewery as well. So it was part of the conversation about the different counties in Texas and which one's dry and which one's not and all this sort of thing. So pretty cool. I never disrespected malt liquor. There is a lot happening right there, man.
Yeah, it's like a whole side thing going on here.
Yeah, there is a whole. If anything, Jay Jones is my chairman or Falstaff. Now Falstaff's the Jewish one, right? He's the one that Bum says is like the more intellectual, if you will, of the mall, which isn't hard to do. That's not really a high bar in the JJ created the MLDC, not SWW. And then Vega, dry rub ribs only. Dry rub ribs. Sauce is for inferior meat, like whiz blitzed. Hey man, I'm kind of the same way. I like my sauce on the side.
Oh yeah.
I would
For
rather
sure.
I'd rather have just the meat the way it was made. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I want to taste the flavor of of the meat. You know what I'm
I
saying?
was just thinking about how I'd still like to make my way down to that Little Miss barbecue sometime.
Solid, man. Super solid. If I wasn't going to the ball game tomorrow, I'd tell you I'd meet you down there and we'll have some, but I got to go to that Rams game tomorrow. You're welcome to come. Actually, I got my extra ticket. I'll be going by myself. If you want to see the Rams play, you're more than welcome to go. Just text me.
Yeah, appreciate it, but I already know I can't. Unfortunately, I've never been to a game, so.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, well, okay. We'll talk.
Maybe a different day we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Ooh, I'll post this comment. I'm not gonna talk about it much, but dear God, man, there's a lot.
I know he's going hard.
He is going. So Toxic Swooler 40. Burn the blueprint. Drink what y'all like. There's people coming after the chairman here, man. Play my latest video, Joe D. Will actually make the night entertaining. Okay, so that's. What do you say, Pat? Should we venture into his video here? Let me see. Loot Bag Jerry. Let me.
I have to say, this darkness is a little disappointing.
Yeah, I'll jump in here and let's see. I'm kind of game here. Let's see. Why not?
I don't think you missed out on anything by not getting this early darkness. Personally, I'm let down.
So the latest video was posted an hour ago and it's 48 seconds long. So I think it's worth worth a view here. We'll give it a view.
Should you preview it or just go for it?
Yeah, we'll go for it here.
All right.
Lots of losers.
From Zach Metal Troy.
Who would know? He is our authority on craft beer losers, and there's definitely plenty of craft beer losers.
It is kind of cool for me to see how people watch the show. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm taking away right now. Is actually how he watches the show. He, she. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? How he identifies right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of cool to see how people watch the show.
Is losers a gender fluid term though?
Yeah, I think yes. I think that gender
sad little fridge again. Oh.
What does that mean? What does gender fluid mean?
Yeah, exactly. There's a Colt 45, an Old English 800 in there, and one more Mickey's Big Mouth.
Necessarily know what that means.
Yeah.
So continue.
And there's Bum. Oh, that is kind of funny, man. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we obliged him there, so he's got to be happy with himself now. That's cool, man. But yeah, it is cool for me to see how people watch the show. You know what I'm saying? How all that goes down. I'll show. I didn't get a chance to. Man, the show went really long today. There was a lot happening on today's show. That's for sure.
I know. And you never even got into that stoned. You just drink your
That,
Modelo, and that's it, right?
you're right. Yeah, it's sitting right here still.
Yeah.
I never even got to it. It's the special totalitarian. I don't remember liking it that much.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's not like super crazy, but it's 10.6% ABV. I'm not gonna crack it open now at this point. But
I put a little bottle stopper in my darkness. Maybe I'll like it more later, because right now, I don't know if I'm just not into sweet stouts tonight or something, but like both these beers I have not liked very much. So
here's some of my latest records. This one I had imported from the UK as well. I would have liked to have gotten to it while it literally just came yesterday. I've been waiting for this record for over a month.
wow.
It took a while to come from the UK. I ordered this one and another one, and the other one came probably 10 days after I ordered it. But this one took a while to get through customs for some reason. Sabrina Carpenter is another record. I've gotten a bunch of records since. I'm just showing a couple of them. But this Sabrina Carpenter's, a pop female vocal. And then here's another female vocal that's been around the blues scene for a while. Actually, she's a blues singer, kind of acoustic guitar, blues singer Sarah Kay. Another one I had imported from the UK. Ridiculously expensive record, but it's a great copy. This is an audiophile grade record.
I was gonna say, is that because I would imagine there must be a reason you're importing it. It's just that particular printer or whatever of it. It's like a higher quality than the typical.
This particular record is a lot of her stuff for some reason. A lot of her recordings are really high quality. You don't have to go far. If anybody know, and I know Pat does, but I know he knows high fidelity really pretty good. So you don't have to go very far to find any of Sarah Kay's stuff that's in DSD, all the multiple levels of DSD. You don't have to go very far to find. She's one of those artists. Not super popular, but in the blues world, yeah, you'll see her. You know what I'm saying? The other one that I had imported is a very niche, modern R&B artist. Very niche UK sort of R&B artist that I kind of dig. It's like electronica meets R&B, and these artists these young kids are so talented. It's not that recording is super high quality. It's just I kind of dig what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be.
Do you ever go see live, like blues or jazz?
Not often at all. No.
Yeah.
Not
I think
often.
there's a decent amount of it here, actually.
There is. Yeah, you're right.
Because I know that, like, the local NPR station, like KJZZ, that's what they play is like jazz at night on weekdays, and then Sunday night's always blues.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always talking about like all these shows that are coming up and people that are playing and stuff. I've never been to it myself, but
yeah, I haven't. I'm not a. I like seeing live music and well, my area. I don't have to explain it to you, but it's when that new freeway opens up, then maybe I'll be more inclined to get out and do things. But it's tough for me to.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of you're gonna have to go downtown Phoenix to get anything decent, really.
Right. Mm-hmm. So. But I can think of right now at least one good live jazz place to go to. Where they play, it's common. They have it all the time. It's a nice little jazz club, and they have stuff all the time. Joey says, real quick, and we'll get out of here with this: blues or jazz music and beer is all you need. Oh,
and heroin, right? We're talking about blues and jazz.
And heroin, exactly right. Yeah, exactly. But I enjoy Sarah Kay's music. She is lined up with Chris Jones, and they have more of a deeper sound. It's not like that electric guitar sort of blues music that you hear. This is more acoustic and vocals and a lot of mids to mid bass to just bass. You know what I'm saying? It's if you're into lower vocals, because she's a deeper sort of female vocal, and then the acoustic guitar mixed with just just all those lower sort of tones. I just completely dig it. Just a great sound. But yeah, she's like this lined up with Chris Jones. So if you know Chris Jones, you know, that's a blues sound that I'm into right now. There's other, you know, sometimes I'll listen to some of the faster stuff, electric guitar sort of blues stuff, which is very, very traditional. But this is also traditional, just more of the audiophile stuff. You know what I'm saying? More of that, like, you know, serious, sitting back, listening to all those minute details. You know, some audiophiles, some of the super snobs in audio in the hi-fi world can admit they pay a lot of money to listen people's saliva, basically. You know, you're trying to hear ridiculous amounts of detail is what you're trying to do, but it is fun. Yeah, I listen to music like some people binge watch Netflix, and I'll just put it to, you know, just to try to simplify it. I actually, in between listening sessions, watch video, whereas other people would, in between seasons, would listen to some music to take a break. I take a break from the audio with video. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, that's how it works for me. Anyway, Pat, you take care, man. Thanks for jumping in. Hey, thank you to Havana actually for bringing all kinds of drama to the.
He went hard, man.
Yeah, he's all in. I'll give it to the kid, man. He is all in. Backwoods Billy, thank you so much for all your commenting, Craig. Gosh almighty, we had a lot of people on today's show. Thank you guys for joining in. Very long show, 2.5 hours. Thank you guys, man. It's time for me to.
Backwoods Billy definitely brings the emoji game up.
Oh yeah, I wonder. You know, we need to get Bum on that. Like, how many emojis? What's his average emoji to comment ratio?
He seems to have like a template where it automatically puts like a handful on every post, but I don't know.
Yeah, see, there's one of the random comments right there, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emojis, and then we've got this one here. There's 3 emojis. I wonder what his average emoji.
About halfway up, there's one about the inbreeding that's just loaded. So he's bringing it.
Yeah, his emoji game is strong. Yeah, I mean, look at that. This one has 3 in the beginning, 2 in the middle, and 3 at the end here. I mean, it is, you know, and not the emoji to letters ratio is not. It's almost.
That's about
50.
Maybe 2 to 1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, I hadn't thought about it like that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, look at the first comment from him tonight. Is all emoji. There's very little the letter to emoji ratio on that is ridiculous right there, right? Yeah, that's you know, he you know, he loves them. I'll give it to him. Hey, you know, he's strong, just as strong as oh, what's his face with the hate there? Havana, yeah. He's just as strong as Havana is with the emojis, you know. So pretty good, yeah. That's good. Thank you guys. Appreciate.
Go get yourself some fish.
Yeah, I gotta get something to eat now. I'm starving. Thank you guys. Yeah, and I know there's others making videos right now that are going, yeah, Joe D needs to eat. Yeah, sure. Okay, guys. We'll see you, man. Peace out.